now we get on to the best Twitter handle of all, but you've mentioned what's termed the group of death.
Yeah.
So the Twitter handle is @EthicsHeadFIFA. So I don't know if that's set play.
Ethics of FIFA.
No,
There's no such
ethics,
position, is there?
exactly. EthicsHeadFIFA. If you were a coach, if you were the England coach, you were Sri Lancaster, how would you set up to beat Wales?
In the same way that we did in the Six Nations.
Okay.
I think
We didn't catch them cold there?
No, I don't think so. I think Wales have lost some strong players. Their backline is still almost reforming, if you like, after Jonathan Davis going. They've got some big players. Jamie Roberts always plays well. There's talk of Mike Phillips won't make the Welsh squad, which is an interesting call. Hasn't played a lot of rugby in Racing. So I think we're favourites to beat Wales. Australia are the really difficult side in that group because they'll be well and truly game ready. And Wales have always struggled to beat Australia in the Northern Hemisphere. So if I was Welsh, I'd be targeting the Australia game more than I would the England game.
Right.
But then, if you finish second in the group, you've got a horrible quarter-final against South Africa.
So if you're a betting man, who you say it sounds like you're implying England Australia go through.
I think England Australia go through from the group, but you just don't. I mean, you just don't know. It's so close.
Yeah.
So just seeing how Australia have played so far in the Rugby Championship, beating South Africa is pretty damn good. They were good against Argentina. They can score tries from anywhere, and a moment's lapse in concentration by the Welsh or indeed the English will mean that they will lose again.
Do you think weather conditions will have an impact on any of those big games? If it suddenly starts pouring down with rain and is windy, it will suit some of the Northern Hemisphere sides. You'll tighten up a little bit.
No, I think it depends on your style of play. So
Okay.
if you are playing an open game and it's going very well, and you're attacking like New Zealand or England can, or in fact any of the sides can. And that is your go-to game plan, then if the heavens open, you're in trouble.
Right.
But if you're someone like South Africa, who actually quite like playing in the rain, or potentially less so England, you'd have thought we'd been better in the rain than we actually are. Australia are pretty good. Then I think it would probably favour. People say if it's cold, it will favour the Northern Hemisphere sides. I don't think it will. I think it will favour the Southern Hemisphere sides because all round their skill levels are better.
And would that ever tempt Lancaster to get Farrell on instead of Ford if they're in?
Absolutely, I think so. Yeah. If it became a far more physical kicking battle, it would be in.
Okay. All right. Next question Full of Scars 1. Another goodie. Who will be the players to look out for who could set the tournament alive?
I would say Israel Folau is certainly one player I'd look for. Jamie Joseph. Jonathan Joseph. I would say Jamie Joseph after the New Zealand guy that stamped on Kieran's ankle.
Yeah.
Really must buy him a beer. Jonathan Joseph, I think, has got that similar sort of potential.
Yeah.
George Ford. I'm trying to think who else has been playing well at the minute. De Villiers is back actually for South Africa. I know that's a bit strange picking a really old guy like that with over 100 caps, but he always seems to play well. I'm trying to think of some of the New Zealand guys. Marlon Nonu, again another old guy, but in really good form. Who else?
Anyone else from England? You said Jonathan Joseph. Someone like George Ford could have a.
Yeah, George Ford could have a big influence. Well, have a big influence on how he perform.
Mike Brown.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But again, he was brilliant, wasn't he? 2 years ago in the Six Nations. I'm trying to think who else I would go for in particular around the world. Elizabeth, I think would be. I never say his name properly, but that's you know what I mean.
What about somebody like potentially coming back into the Australian starting side, Matt Giteau?
Yeah, I don't know whether Giteau is a sensational rugby player and still is for too long, but I don't know whether the international stage has potentially moved on a little bit for him.
Okay.
There's a little bit less space at international, and he thrives off secondary support lines, but there's a lot less breaks. So I don't know. I'd be surprised if Giteau got all the way through the tournament as well.
Really?
In physical shape, because that first group is horrendous.
Brutal. Yeah. Okay. Last question. Last question. We're doing a bit of video content with you at some point, so I'll save one or two. But this last question from @Strew79. What are your expectations for the home nations in the World Cup?
Uh,
Scotland to win?
No, I think it's a little bit beyond Scotland to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Scotland didn't get out of the group.
Okay.
Which would be a bit of a worry for them. Actually, I don't think they will get out of the group. Samoa ran New Zealand pretty close recently, and I think Samoa will beat them, as will South Africa. So they won't get out of the group. Wales, it's down to the Australia game, I think, and again, I don't think they'll get out of the group. I think there's a real mix of that they're not as stable a side as they were maybe 12 months ago. And then Ireland, I think, are semi-finalists, and so are England. And whoever wins out of those two will go to the final, and then it could be a coin toss.
Right, brilliant.